but former National Player of the Year Paige Bueckers is back, and she is ready to ball tonight against Notre Dame on Fox Prime Time Hoops. Welcome to the home of champions. 11 national championships for the women, 5 for the men. This is Storrs, Connecticut, and this is Connecticut basketball, where tonight Notre Dame comes into town out of the ACC to take on the Big East's UConn Huskies. Hi, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson, along with former All-American, former national champion, former top WNBA pick Stephanie White, and welcome to Gamble Pavilion. Steph, we get a chance to see 2 of the best point guards in the nation and 2 of the premier programs in women's basketball.
No question about it. And the Irish are led by a freshman phenom, Hannah Hidalgo. She really has carried this ball club through an injury-riddled season. Leads the team in scoring, is tops in the nation in steals as well, and Paige buckets. She is back, and she is better than ever, carrying the load for this Huskies team, doing it on both ends of the floor and flat out dominating.
All right, let's take a look at the starting lineup, sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. And Steph, who jumps out at you for the Fighting Irish and the Huskies?
Well, for the Irish, it's Sonia Citron. She's got to be able to knock shots down from the 3, use her versatility offensively. And for the Huskies, Aaliyah Edwards. I don't think the Irish have an answer for her inside.
Your officials, happy birthday to the crew chief, Joseph Vasili, his mom, Joe, his father, Joe, and Mary Beth are watching this game, joined by Denise Brooks and Karen Criado. So Notre Dame and UConn, what should we expect to see early on in this one?
Well, right away, Notre Dame trying to go to Maddie Westbeld on the switch inside.
First shot off for Hidalgo. And here come the Huskies. Their last game, they beat Marquette 85-59 in Milwaukee on Tuesday. Back door, there's a long jump shot, brick picked up by the Fighting Irish.
These are 2 teams who really want to push pace in transition. There's not going to be a lot of time between shot opportunities.
Hidalgo with the teardrop, and that goes down. And this young lady has been doing some awfully good things in her freshman year at Notre Dame. The other one, another freshman, KK Arnold, in the starting lineup for the last 13 games, and they haven't lost one since she's been in there.
And Gino Auriemma talks about KK Arnold. She is a player who doesn't think too much, just plays.
Mule called for the foul, and you go back a long way with Neil Ivey, the head coach, in her 4th season at Notre Dame.
Teammates for the Indiana Fever. Certainly am so proud of Neil's accomplishments, and she's doing an outstanding job leading this program.
I heard she has a son that was a pretty good college player, doing all right in the NBA.
He's doing all right.
Jade Nugget for the Detroit Pistons. Well, here come the Fighting Irish. They lost to Syracuse, the 22nd ranked team in the nation, 79-65 Thursday in South Bend. Went into kind of a slump at the end of that game.
They did. The second half had trouble finding the bottom of the net. Syracuse has had their number this season.
Swept by Syracuse this season. First time they've ever lost to Syracuse in the history of the program. Meanwhile, what can you say about Gino Auriemma? 69 years old, 11 national titles, 22 Final Fours, 27 regular season conference titles, 27 conference tournament titles, the 2006 Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame inductee. And going to his practice yesterday, he's just as cranky as he's always been.
If you ask some of these players that they honored pregame, they'd probably say he's softened up a bit.
He's got a lot of thank yous for Rebecca Lobo, because back then in 2000, well, make that 1995, she led him to that first national title. Baseline and a whistle. And this is out of bounds. Looks like Shade steps on the baseline out of bounds.
Well, right away, you're going to see both of these teams get after it on the defensive end of the floor. Lots of switching, trapping opportunities, being disruptive in the quarter court.
Notre Dame starting this game 2 for 5. Citron puts it on the deck. She'll get it back. Uses the screen. Hesitation to the bucket. Scoop. No. Pulled down by Ashlyn Shade. Jurega to take it into the front court.
Missed opportunity to find Aaliyah Edwards inside.
Here she is, top of the key. Aaliyah Edwards.
Aaliyah Edwards is solid. She's just consistent. You know what you're going to get every single day from her. She's improved on the offensive end of the floor and takes ownership of the paint.
Canadian international. She hails from Toronto, Canada. Hidalgo from South Jersey. Could have gone anywhere, including Duke, Stanford, Ohio State. And Maddie Westbeld with the big bucket. 6'4" Notre Dame.
Right away, you see UConn switching all screens. And for the Irish, it's finding the right mismatch. Being able to deliver inside or attack off the bounce like Maddie Westbeld did.
Hidalgo, 16-footer, and she gets the bounce.
She's tough, and all three levels. Gets to the rim, float game, pull-up, three-point shot, and competitive fire.
McDonald's All-America, and as you mentioned, she's better on the defensive end. She's one of the most prolific thieves in all of women's basketball. Steal. Nice show. Edwards lost it on the way up. Saved it, loose ball, and a foul coming up. Edwards goes down hard, maybe on her tailbone, and she will stay down momentarily.
Yeah, this is a tough ball right here. Anna DeWolf just gets underneath Aaliyah Edwards as she's trying to get the ball out. It takes a tough, hard fall.
Anna DeWolf called for the foul, her first. 8-4 Notre Dame on the road, trying to bounce back from that loss to Syracuse. Prior to that, they had won 4 in a row. Hidalgo off the Becker's miss, pushes it hard. Shade, another talented freshman in that starting lineup for the last 13 wins. Westbeld. KK Arnold double dribble, and UConn turns it over.
Neither one of these teams has a lot of depth, not a lot of production from the bench, but we're going to continue to see this pace. They both want to go.
With all the injuries for both these teams, they're playing between 7 and 8 tops. Coach Ivy telling me at the shoot-around today she's so happy that her team is starting to get back into the swing of things and healthy. Beckers. KK Arnold to the cup. Rims off. Edwards with a rebound, and she's fouled. And let's take a look at all these injuries for Connecticut.
Yeah, you certainly look at, when you think about Aubrey Griffin, who just lost to injury against Creighton earlier in the year, was giving him great minutes from the bench. AZ Fudd, who has been one of the premier players in the country, has not been able to stay healthy. Ayanna Patterson giving him great minutes a year ago. Caroline Ducharme as well.
So Aaliyah Edwards at the line. What's the book on Aaliyah?
Aaliyah Edwards is one of those players that you love to have on your team. She's physical, she's efficient, and she's reliable. You know what you're going to get every time she steps on the floor.
And Aaliyah Edwards makes that second free throw. 8-6 Notre Dame. Watson guarded by Edwards. Westbeld playing with the mask. Broke her nose and had a concussion. Deep jump shot. DeWolf, no, out of bounds, and will stay right here.
So right there, Notre Dame had an opportunity on a mismatch on that rebound on the backside. But look at the hustle by Aaliyah Edwards to try to save the possession. She is not just rebounding in her area. She is chasing out, hunting the glass.
2022-23 third team All-American. Edwards. Hidalgo. And that's pure.
And that's the matchup you won't see a lot of switching on, especially when the guard is coming off of the 5. Aaliyah Edwards will not switch out. Hannah Hidalgo is going to make a pay.
Hidalgo averaging 24 points a game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. as Arnold backs it up. Mule, 16-footer. Count it. Make that Ashlyn Shade with the basket. And that's a 10-8 game.
And Ashlyn Shade has been a pleasant surprise for Gino Auriemma. Wasn't expected to step into a starting lineup, but has elevated her game.
4:20 to play first quarter. Competitive game to start. Notre Dame up by a deuce. Let's take a look at the season in review for the Fighting Irish. They dropped their season opener versus South Carolina, number 6 at the Times. They were blown out in that game. They've won 14 of their last 17 games. Freshman phenom Hannah Hidalgo is one of 2 major conference players averaging 20-plus points, 5-plus rebounds, and 5-plus assists. Guess who the other one is? Caitlin Clark. And I was so excited to come watch this game. Definitely to see Hidalgo, but also to see Paige Beckers. Beckers, as a freshman, was the National Player of the Year. Then back-to-back seasons with bad knee injuries have kept her out. She's healthy now, and it's Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers, 2 of the best players in all of America. Meanwhile, Westbell with great position inside. Great call off the timeout by Coach Ivey.
Well, Niele Ivey loves to utilize Maddie Westbell's versatility. Get her touches. She says she's the glue of our team, and Ashlyn Shade gets another bucket.
Ashlyn Shade from your part of the world, Noblesville, Indiana.
That's right.
She's an Indiana girl.
The Indiana girls, yeah.
And a steal. Alicia Andrews chases it down, gathers it, pumps, gets to the bucket, and banks it down. I talked to Alicia her sophomore year. Her numbers weren't very good. Offensively, I said, what happened? She said, I was in a slump, period. I'm not in a slump anymore. She's putting up great numbers right now. Hidalgo trying to shake up. Pulls up off the bounce, no. Shade with a rebound. Beckers.
Hey, if you're going to ice Paige Beckers, not let her come off of that screen. Your big has to close the gap. You can't give her that much space. You're going to see they're going to jump this on-ball screen. They're going to keep Paige Beckers from using it. That's called icing. But Maddie Westbell has to be able to close the gap tighter and quicker because Paige Beckers doesn't need a lot of time or space, and she'll make you pay. She shoots 57% from the floor. We're talking about a guard.
Beckers, Hopkins, Minnesota. Tell you what, a lot of these Midwestern girls are showing what basketball is about. You got Caitlin Clark from Iowa, Beckers from Minnesota. I'm sitting here next to you, a head coach of the WNBA with the Connecticut
Indiana
Sun.
Girl, that's right. That's right. Giving her buckets.
So you're going to have to give us a scouting report on everything you see today, Coach. Because I know Indiana has the #1 overall pick in the W.
They sure do.
Where are you guys picking?
They sure do. We're number 10. That's our O for now, but that means we did all right, right? So
that's right. That's right. Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers. Many have compared their careers. They're different kind of players. Gino Auriemma says that Caitlin Clark is Pistol Pete and Paige Beckers is Larry Bird. But here's their numbers, and I think what's very important and very interesting to look at is shots per game. Attempts, 13 for Beckers, 22 for Clark.
Yeah, I mean, the efficiency that Paige Beckers plays with, 57% from the floor, 49% from 3, and does a little bit of everything, and same with Caitlin Clark. Now, they're surrounded by different types of teammates, different types of systems, there's no doubt about it. But 2 of the premier ball players in the game.
And they are very familiar with each other. As a matter of fact, they go back a long way, Beckers and Clark. How about this picture? That's Caitlin Clark on the left, Paige Beckers on the right. Before they took the college basketball world by storm, Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark helped Team USA win the gold medal at the 2019 FIBA Under-19 World Cup. Since then, both have won National Player of the Year awards. I was at the Ohio State-Iowa game in Columbus last weekend. Peyton Clark had 46, and she never got high. Unbelievable.
100-92.
And they lost the game.
And they lost the game.
We got them next week.
Next week? At
In
Maryland.
College Park against Maryland. Maryland any good this year?
That's right. Maryland's had their struggles a little bit this year. But they're going to be up for that one.
And I was talking to Paige at the shoot-around yesterday. I said, Paige, when are you going to give us 50? This would be a good night to give us 50 on Fox Primetime Hoops. She says, I'm just trying to help my team.
Yep.
Get out of my face, man. Old man. Here's Hidalgo. Guarded by KK Arnold. That's a great matchup to pay attention to tonight.
It sure is. KK Arnold's going to pressure Hannah Hidalgo, force her into tough shots.
Hidalgo running the pick and roll, draws Edwards. Hidalgo off the bounce. That one partially blocked, saved from going out of bounds. UConn has it. That's Mule with the save. Edwards shows it. Inside, drop step, left hand, hook, no good. Diagonal. Westbell can't hold on. Mule the other way. Up top, Edwards again. She's found the distance.
The versatility, the ability to be able to play with her back to the basket, attack off the bounce, and knock it down from 15 feet, an 8-0 Husky run.
16-12, Connecticut, and a whistle, offensive foul call. This will go against Kylie Watson.
Well, you're going to see the pad right here. Kylie Watson playing off of Aaliyah Edwards and gives her that space. And look at that space in between. Aaliyah Edwards has developed that 15 to 17-foot shot. She feels comfortable and confident in that shot, and she will make you pay.
Kylie Watson picked up her second foul, so she has to go to the bench, replaced by KK Bransford, young lady out of Cincinnati who's been scoring the ball extremely well over the last 6 games for Notre Dame. Beckers to the hole, pull-up jump shot, in and out. Hidalgo, smallest player on the court with the rebound. .120 to play. First quarter, 16-12. 54th meeting between these two rivals. A series that dates back to '96. Hidalgo inside, and she's fouled by Mule.
Leah Edwards has come to play. 8 quick points. She's showing the array of her game, inside, outside, physicality, finesse. Having that interior presence, having the versatility and physicality of Aaliyah Edwards has been critical to the Huskies' success.
Foul called on Nika Mule, her second team foul against Connecticut. And it sends Hidalgo to the line. She leads the nations in steals per game at 5.4. Now, what's the book on Hannah Hidalgo?
Well, this exciting young player brings it every day. Her competitive fire, her ability to play make for herself and for others, and flat-out lockdown defender. You get a lot of young players who are good and who are ready on one end or the other. Very rarely do you get one that's ready on both ends, and she certainly is.
KK Arnold the other way. Edwards facing. Beckers. On the baseline, that one will go down. I tell you what, this Ashley Shea can put the biscuit in the basket. She's got 6 already.
Hey, this is a player who first 9 games of her career averaged under 7 points a game, and since then, 16. She's found her confidence.
Since they put the 2 freshmen in the starting lineup, Connecticut has won 13 in a row. Hidalgo. And that's the freshman duo of K.K. Arnold and Ashley Shea. The ATM, folks, is open.
Hey, that was one of those no, no, no. Okay, yes, that went in. Nice Brady with the three right there. That's a big momentum shift in play.
21-14. Citron and a whistle. That basket. Not necessarily sure what the call is.
Yeah, it looked like Joe Vasili said the shot didn't even count. She didn't get it off in time.
10 minutes to play, first half. Notre Dame, Connecticut, back after this. Anniversary of the 2003-2004 national championship teams, as well as the 10th year anniversary of the 2013 and 2014 national championship teams. Diana Taurasi, one of the greatest players in the history of the game of basketball. She's only done this stuff, folks. 5-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-time national champ at UConn, 2003 AP College Player of the Year, 3-time WNBA champion, first WNBA player to score 10,000 plus points. He also made a whole bunch of money playing in Europe. Folks, aside from Cheryl Miller, we got the GOAT with us right here.
You know what? I'll take that any day. Cheryl's a close friend, LA native, so that's good company.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for joining us. It's an honor and a privilege for us to be able to talk to you. What's it feel like when you come back home
I mean,
to
it's
UConn?
amazing. I haven't been in Gamble in probably 18 years.
Really?
So, you know, every time you come back, you see all these familiar faces, and it's home. I spent my 4 years of college here, and to see Coach and our coaching staff, it's a cool moment. It's full circle.
18 years, and you see all of the alum that are back.
Yeah.
How often have you guys been back and in the same building together?
You know, not very often. Obviously, everyone's busy with their, you know, the WNBA careers, the European careers, life.
Yes.
So when you get to see everyone come back and see how much they've evolved as people, and you know, you get to share stories when you were in college, it's a pretty special moment for us here in Connecticut.
All right, let's test your basketball IQ now. What are you seeing this year with this UConn team? 13 straight wins.
Yeah.
They struggled a little bit early, and they've been having some injury problems.
Well, you know, injury aside, you know, you can never control that. I still think they have enough. Obviously, I think they have the best player in college in Paige. I haven't seen someone with that basketball sense in a long time. Obviously, there's great players across the country. Aaliyah, this team is gritty. And you know, you could go a long way with a gritty team. Steph, you know that.
Yep, you sure can.
You know, you love coaching that Connecticut team.
Toughness. Yeah, that's right. Hey, we were having this conversation about Coach Oriema.
Yeah.
Gus was saying he was pretty cranky in practice. I said y'all would probably say he's pretty soft now compared to what he used to be. What do you think?
Well, you can't yell at anyone anymore, right? Right. With
Nowhere.
Twitter and TikTok, you can't really get down with, you know, how we used to coach.
Right.
But he does it in different ways. He still challenges them every single day in practice, mentally. You know, he always holds you to the standard, whether you're playing Notre Dame on national TV or preseason. There's a standard he holds you to, and that's why we've had the success, and the banners prove it.
23-14, Connecticut starting to take over now as Marshall stops the bleeding with the bucket. Now, you said that Paige Beckers is the best player in America. I mean, there's a girl in Iowa, a young lady in Iowa that some feel is pretty good. Look, she had 46 the other night. Your kind of numbers.
Caitlin Clark is an absolute monster. You know, she's one of a kind. She's an alien at this point. She's an alien. What she's doing at Iowa right now is unheard of. It'll probably never be done again. And I know we always say that, and it's very cliche. You know, and I think they're just two very different players. If either of them want to come out this year and come to Phoenix at number 3, I'll be more than happy to take them.
Come on now. Come on now. And a lot of young talent. I don't know how much you've been able to watch across the country, but certainly 3 freshmen on the floor here that are making impacts. But freshmen across the country, like, what do you think about these guys that you're seeing in real time?
I mean, look, the game has just grown so much. You know, they're coming into college way more prepared than we were 20 years ago. You know, the resources are there, the strength and conditioning. You see what Juju's doing out in L.A., and, you know, I mean, you have these kids that are pro-ready playing in college, which is impressive.
You were like that, though, in college.
I had a lot to learn in college.
I don't think I ever had a chance to see a person a player, a women's player with so much command. Where'd you get your game from growing up in California?
Well, you know what? I just love to play. I love to compete. You know, I think my Italian-Argentinian hot blood plays into that a little bit. But I just like to compete. I love the game, and I still do. And you know, when I see these games and I come back and I'm in the setting, it makes you want to play. It makes you want to get out there.
Well, you've been in the WNBA, what, 20 years now?
Going on 20 years, so, yeah.
How long do you think you're going to keep going?
You know what, G? I just take it day by day.
All right.
I take it day by day.
Body feels good? Everything feels good?
I feel good. Best I've felt in a long time. You know, we had a rough season last year, you know, as a franchise, but you know, things are looking good.
I see your homie, Sue Bird, is here with you, sitting next to each other.
You know, it's always good to have Sue around. That's my wingman. And,
I saw your quote-unquote Manning cast last year during the Women's Final Four. That was really good.
You know, I'm trying to learn from you. It's nice being on this side, Steph. What are you coaching for? That's a lot of hard work.
A lot less pressure, right?
Yeah, it's nice over here. You get to see, yeah, there they are. Look at that. Look
you
at
got
Hollywood.
Ted Lasso with you, too.
And Megan Rapinoe, the great, who just retired. We're in good company.
Yeah, you certainly are over there.
We're in good company.
No doubt about it.
Jason Sudeikis in the building, a big fan of women's sports. So right now, 30-18, Connecticut.
Be a goldfish, right? Be a goldfish.
Absolutely.
6-second memory. Meanwhile, inside, that's Marshall. She's a New York City product coming off the bench. Nicely done there to cut the lead to 10. When you look at college basketball, last year, LSU as well as South Carolina and Iowa, some of the best teams in the country. What are you seeing this year when you look at the landscape? Tara Vanderveer and Stanford still playing well?
I mean, just from watching, I think South Carolina right now is a cut above. You know, their athleticism, the way they're playing. Don has them playing amazing basketball, and they're just tough. They just, you know, they're 10 deep, and they're tough. And I think everyone else is, you know, I think still searching for a little bit of their identity going down the stretch. And, you know, you have to have luck, got to have health. And, you know, all those things are still, you know, yet to be determined.
A lot more parity than we've seen in a long time.
Absolutely. You know, with this NIL stuff, people aren't just going to one school, you know. And I think you saw that early with a lot of teams losing. Obviously, LSU preseason #1, and they lost early. Connecticut with some, you know, tough early losses. But, you know, this tournament is going to be as open as it's been. Bang!
Dang.
Citron knocks down a triple. How about NIL? If you were playing today, your NIL would be crazy.
Man, I want my back pay. I want my back pay. I still see the jersey in the co-op, and I'm like, man, they're still making money off of us.
You don't get a kickback on that nowadays?
You know what, though? It's just a different landscape, and I'm happy for these kids. I don't envy them at all. It's just a whole different type of lifestyle when you're getting paid as a 19-year-old. It's a different responsibility that you carry, and I've been around these guys for the last 2 days, and they're just great young ladies, and they're just so prepared and they're so professional already. It's really been a delight to be around them.
Did you practice with them a little bit?
No, I practiced this morning with Stewie a little bit. So we got into practice. Oh, good. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Diana Taurasi, folks, they don't get better than this young lady sitting next to me. 41 years old now.
Yep.
There's nothing else left to accomplish except for the love of the game to continue to play. Man, it's so wonderful to have an opportunity to sit here and talk to you.
Speaking of the love of the game, this rivalry's always been hot. You know, it's one of those understated rivalries. We don't ever put it with the Duke and North Carolina, maybe the Connecticut and Tennessee, but there is some inherent hatred between these two teams. And, you know, it's not one of those nice rivalries either.
But these players don't get it. Like,
you know
these players don't get it.
They don't get it, but Coach makes you understand it pretty quickly. And, you know, Neil Ivey, who's been doing a great job, we played together in Phoenix. And, you know, I was a part of those teams that she beat back in the day. So she knows it, too.
Looks like a traveling violation coming up against Edwards. Well, Diana, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I know we want to get you back to your friends and watching the game and your alma mater, but you are the best.
Legends.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you so much. 5:50 to play. 30-26. Connecticut. Inside, that one off the glass by Westbeld won't go down. But Notre Dame, Johnny on the spot, and the lead is now down to 2. 10-0 run for the Irish.
One of the questions for Niele Ivey was, could they handle the moment? A lot of these players haven't been in this type of environment, and they have answered that call.
Citron swats that one out of bounds on the KK Arnold drop.
Well, this is just terrific defense. Citron using her length, the ability to get a hand on it. Keep Arnold from the easy two.
Becker's quick release, in and out. And the rebound goes to Westbeld, and a foul call. Brady reaching in. Nice Brady with her second, third team foul against Connecticut here in the second quarter. 5:19 to go. You know, it's so different when you're used to calling a lot of men's games like I have been calling over the years, and they come back and call a women's game, and we got quarters. It's better.
Yes, it flies, doesn't it?
It's more of a flow.
It's more of a flow, less dragging and slugging it out at the free throw line. Of course, I love the advance in the ball as well.
I'm sure you do. Citron, beautiful play, and we're level at 30.
Yeah, Sonia Citron's got to be more of a presence on the offensive end of the floor. She's a glue, but she can also get a bucket.
Becker's quiet so far here in the first half with under 5 to go. Edwards, though, trying to heat up inside, and it goes down. Aaliyah Edwards with a terrific first half. She has 11 points, and Connecticut takes a 2-point lead. And foul as Arnold tries to fight her way around the screen, and she fouls Citron. Diana Taurasi, one of the greats of all time, watching her alma mater up by 2.
The fact that it's the last year of the Pac-12, but
Heartbreaking.
boy, they are bringing it out west.
Becker's on the bench right now for Connecticut. Notre Dame starting to find themselves offensively. This is Marshall, and that's 3 buckets for Marshall. 14-2 run for Notre Dame.
And that Marshall can be a big presence off the bench. She's had a few down days and down games, but she's finding herself again. And Marshall, the mid-range, Sonia Citron knocking down the 3. That was her first bucket of the game, and they were back-to-back with Hidalgo. It takes energy. It's going to be a game of runs. Who can withstand the runs? Who can stop the runs? Who can answer them quickly?
32 apiece. 4 minutes to play. First tap. Hidalgo 3. Pure.
Man, I'm telling you what, this young lady, not just her ability to make plays, but her confidence, her swag, her competitive fire.
35-32. First lead for Notre Dame since the score was 12-10. Aaliyah Edwards, Beckers calling for the ball. Edwards can't get it to her. 5 to shoot. Shade dumps it down. Short baseline. Jay goes in for Aaliyah Edwards.
The awareness of Aaliyah Edwards. She knew Ashlyn Shade was in trouble. She made herself available, understood where the shot clock was, and let it fly.
And a foul coming up against Notre Dame. Offensive foul.
I mean, this is just a heck of a play by Aaliyah Edwards. Make yourself available. I know I don't have a lot of time, so I'm not going to waste any of it. Just go straight up into my shot. That's a veteran play and a veteran move. And the foul on the other end, KK Arnold going to work against KK Bransford. Gets herself positioned and takes it. You see the emotion. This game means something.
Bransford called for the foul. Her first. Beckers trying to create, to back it up. Pulls up off the dribble, short. Can't get her own rebound. Aaliyah Edwards does. Shade. And Hidalgo coming in with the rebound. She is fearless on the floor. Father was a coach. Coached her in high school. Hidalgo. Orlando. Dad. Mom. An official. and the impact players so far in this game.
Hey, and one of the challenges and question marks for Notre Dame has been bench production, and Nat Marshall has given it to him in spurts this season, and she's come in and been big here tonight. Hannah Hidalgo has been incredibly consistent for a young player. You know she's going to bring it. You know she's going to give it to him. Maddie Westbeld and Sonia Citron have to take on more of an offensive load.
And Marshall on Thursday against Syracuse, she was scoreless 0 for 1 in 9 minutes. But had a big 15.9 rebound performance off the bench against Tennessee. 37-34 Irish. Notre Dame gets back into a 2-3 zone. 2:22 to play.
And this is what Notre Dame has to do, right? Without a lot of depth, try to keep UConn off balance, change up their defenses, but you got to still pressure the basketball. Make sure you're not giving up open looks.
Citron, and she buries one in the corner. That's a 2-point field goal, and Gino Auriemma has seen enough. On his home court, Notre Dame with a 40-34 lead. 22-4 run.
And this is what Sonia Citron does. Shoots it at 41% from the three. In transition, Hidalgo finds her. Look at how much space and time. Closeout's not there. Citron knocks it down. The Irish bench love it. I know that's for sure, but Gino Auriemma wants to talk about it.
Citron's mom is from Senegal. She speaks a little French. Tomorrow on Fox, Jared Goff. Oh, my Lions. I can't believe that our producer, Steve Shear, put this one in. Jared Goff aims to lead the Lions to their first ever Super Bowl, while Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, and the top-seeded 49ers await the NFC Championship game Sunday at 6 Eastern on Fox. And the quarterback matchup. Jared Goff, who played in the Super Bowl before with the Rams, lost to New England, and Brock Purdy, the Iowa State product, who's really set the NFL on fire as a late-round draft pick. Should be a great
between Brock Purdy and Tyrese Halliburton. They're bringing Iowa State on the map.
How about that?
Re-emerging on the map.
Here's Citron with the steal. And layup. Sonia Citron with 9 points, all in the second quarter.
And Sonia Citron is really finding herself again offensively. She went down in the third game of the year against Northwestern with that knee injury. Didn't come back until the Carolina game on January 7th. She's starting to find a flow and consistency offensively.
Right now, UConn unable to find that flow and consistency, turning the basketball over. 7th turnover of the game. Marshall, this time she dials one up from the top of the key, no good. Shade. And dribbles it out of bounds. So that's back-to-back-to-back turnovers for Connecticut.
The defensive energy and effort right now for the Irish has been very good. You know, keeping Connecticut uncomfortable, changing up their defenses, forcing these young players to think about what to run, what kind of defense are they going to be in. We're talking about 3 freshmen on the floor right now for the Huskies.
Citron thinking about it. Uses the screen. Finds a cutting Marshall. Nice catch by Marshall.
And just really 4 freshmen. Ice Brady didn't play last season.
Citron turns the corner hard, tries to get it up, and it is rejected out of bounds with 3 to shoot.
This is a great defensive effort by Caden Samuels. You know, she's a player who has the ability to give what Aubrey Griffin did off the bench. Get to the rim, be a defensive stopper and a rebounder.
Westbeld short on the jump shot. 7-second differential. KK Arnold, and a foul.
KK Arnold does such a good job of putting pressure on the rim. She's able to get by defenders, use her body to create contact.
Nat Marshall called for the foul. Her second. KK Arnold from Germantown, Wisconsin. On the season, averaging 10 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists at 13 against Marquette on Tuesday. On 5 of 8 shooting, 4 rebounds, and a couple of steals in 29 minutes. Gino Auriemma having no choice but to put KK Arnold and Ashlyn Shade in the starting lineup as freshmen. and they've won 13 in a row since the move. Out of bounds, and Notre Dame basketball with 29.7 to go.
Time and score right now. Certainly want to get the last shot if you're the Irish.
Notre Dame will play for one shot. This young lady, Hannah Hidalgo, an outstanding first half. She may want to keep it or get it back. Transfer. Edwards going for the steal, and Notre Dame will hold on. Westbell looked like she got a little shove in there prior to the ball going out of bounds.
Joe Vasili was behind the play. He wasn't able to see the contact right here. Westbell really trying to keep Aaliyah Edwards off the ball and mixed contact.
Six seconds remaining in the first half. Hidalgo, 2 seconds. She's got to hurry. Straight away, jumper. Ow! And banks it down at the end of the first half. Woo! Hannah Hidalgo.
Because there are certain people who are just built for moments in games like this, and Hannah Hidalgo is one of them. Doesn't get what she wants, but makes a play anyway. And as you mentioned it, the ATM is open. She finds it. 19 points in the first half for Hannah Hidalgo. Straight playmaker.
26-5 run for Notre Dame to end the first half. And the Irish lead it 35-44 at the break. We'll send you to Rob Stone in Los Angeles for the Jeep halftime report right after this. The Fighting Irish, all business, Connecticut. They've got to make some changes. You're watching Fox Prime. Come back to Gamble Pavilion, 9,882. That's 9,882 in attendance, sellout crowd. As Notre Dame leads it 44-35, heading into the second half. Gus Johnson along with Stephanie White. Steph, UConn got up big in that game, in the first half rather, in this game at one particular time, but Notre Dame just reeled them in.
They sure did. It was a game of runs, there's no doubt about it, and the Irish finish in that half, 26-5 run, predominantly because of their points in the paint, their activity level, their ability to get multiple players 2 feet in the paint, take advantage of mismatches, get out in transition. They had a 24-8 advantage, and it was 14-4 in the second quarter.
As you take a look at the first half stats, Notre Dame 13-0 when leading at halftime this season. UConn 0 for 3 when trailing at halftime. Now let's take a look at our stat comparison sponsored by Jeep. There's only one.
Well, Hannah Hidalgo was special, 19 points, stepped up in the moment. Sonia Citron got going. Aaliyah Edwards, heavy touches for the Huskies, but Paige Beckers has to get going. They have to find ways to get her involved offensively. She's had multiple defenders thrown at her the entire first half. Gino Auriemma talked to us before the game, and he was saying Paige Beckers has not waited her turn. She's been aggressive from the jump. She wasn't very aggressive here tonight. They need more from her.
Only 4 points in the first half for the former National Player of the Year. 44 points given up by UConn, the most Connecticut is allowed in a first half this season. The Wolf call for the foul, and that's her second. So we start the second half. Beckers, straightaway jumper. Pure. PB, and that is a nice jump.
Hey, there was no way that she was going to come out in the second half and not be hunting shots. I know Gino Auriemma challenging her to be more aggressive and to hunt looks.
Meanwhile, Notre Dame aggressive. Maddie Westbell sealing the defender inside for the easy layup to make it a 46-38 game. She has 10. Back door. Beckers, baseline fade. Citron. She's got the Wolf on the wing. Cut off by Edwards. Citron. Picks it up. Skips to the hole. Batted out. Ashlyn Shea the other way. Crosses Owen Hook. tricky for Ashlyn Shade, who has 10.
Hey, I've been so impressed with the growth of Ashlyn Shade. She was struggling earlier in the year, found her comfort zone, and you're seeing her score at all 3 levels.
I don't understand how an Indiana alum like yourself, Indiana, the state of Indiana, you went to Purdue. How'd you let her get out of the state?
Hey, good question. Good question.
5 to shoot. Hidalgo driving, lets it go. Rebounded inside. Watson, Hidalgo again, a brick. Gets it again. Point blank range. She's fouled. Notre Dame out hustling Connecticut on the glass.
Hey, first play of the ball game. Paige Beckers gets a touch. You can't go under the screen. Might have gotten away with a little one right there, but knocks down the 3. And Ashlyn Shade showing you that she's got some handle and can get to the rim. But you mentioned it, the out-hustling, the grit and toughness, and Paige Beckers called for that body foul right there. One of the keys for Neil Ivey was we have to be a better rebounding team, and you're seeing that scrappiness here tonight.
So Hidalgo. Second one in and out. 6-point game. UConn in a hurry. KK Arnold. The kick. Beckers deep. Edwards offensive rebound and a foul. Aaliyah Edwards has been keeping this Connecticut team in this game. And she'll go to the free throw line and shoot 2.
Just watch where she comes from. We can't see it on our screen, but she came from the 3-point line. Now, oftentimes it's easy for bigs to be like, oh, that's not in my area. She is hunting the boards, keeping possessions alive.
Correction, she did not get a chance to shoot 2. Misses the shot. Ball picked up as Notre Dame turns it over. KK Arnold. And a foul coming up, a reach in against Hidalgo.
Second on Hannah Hidalgo, and I'm going to be interested to see if the second half is called the same way the first half was. A lot of physicality, letting both teams play, which I can appreciate certainly in the first half, and we'll see if it's the same.
Beckers bounce pass, Edwards, beautifully done. As they go high-low. Edwards with 14. UConn cuts it to 4.
Paige Beckers is always going to draw multiple defenders, and she makes the right play, and there's Nika Mule getting on the floor.
Mule with the steal. Arnold the other way. And a traveling violation called against Arnold. They say she double dribbled.
We're going to see Paige Beckers in action right here. Here she is coming off of the pin down. Now, when she goes, if we stop it right there, look at how many defenders are aware of Paige Beckers, and right away the cut by Aaliyah Edwards makes herself available, is able to get an easy 2.
Hannah Hidalgo, 19 in the first half. Pick and roll to the cup, up and in. Woo! She's got feline quickness with that ball in her hand.
And you know what's so impressive is her balance. She's always on balance, has great body control.
Hidalgo, 21 points, 17th 20-point game of the season. Edwards, a steady diet of Aaliyah Edwards, 16 now. Citron, nice rebound. Mule the other way. 6:33 to play third quarter. Momentum starting to shift a little bit in the favor of Connecticut, even though they're down by 4. Beckers looking, 15-footer, count it.
You got to decide how you're going to play that. Do you either switch and try to fight Aaliyah Edwards? You throw the double. Paige Beckers has shown that she can find her open teammate. The catch is too easy, though.
48-46, a crowd back in the game now. Citron, that's an air ball. Out of bounds. Connecticut basketball.
Well, Hannah Hidalgo, see her handle, her ability to get to the rim and stay on balance. And right here, Paige Beckers, they're going to continue to run this action. Aaliyah Edwards running free. This elbow action. What do? You double, she finds her open teammate. You don't switch, you back off, she knocks down a shot.
And a steal, Hidalgo. Another steal, races up and in.
Her instincts are just so good. She's got quick hands. Her timing is impeccable, and her instincts are always on point.
Averages 5.4 steals per game. 50-46. Notre Dame, totally different looking team as opposed to Thursday as Edwards just bulls her way to the basket.
I love it. The aggressiveness, the taking the contact.
Muir, Euro, blocked. And out of bounds as KK Bransford sends that one away.
But what a save by KK Bransford on the defensive end of the floor to be able to block that shot without fouling, stay vertical. You know, you go back to the ability for Hannah Hidalgo to just have such quick instincts. The touch, the deflection by Sonia Citron. Hidalgo gets out in transition where she's so dangerous.
Muir with the rebound. Beckers kicks it back. Now Edwards shows it. Lefty up and in. And we're level at 50. Aaliyah Edwards has put this team on her back. She's got 20. And a timeout, Notre Dame.
And there's no doubt about it. You know it's a game of runs. You're playing in Gamble Pavilion in front of a capacity crowd. They're going to make runs. It's can you answer them? When the moment gets heavy, you can't get tight. You got to continue to make plays.
On the road, Niele Ivey hired in 2020 at her alma mater for her first head coaching job. She's had back-to-back 24-plus win seasons and Sweet 16s as well. ACC Coach of the Year in 23. She's got a great player. Ramey Rezible how she played in Hidalgo, who has 21 points.
Well, Niele Ivey does a great job of after timeout execution. UConn goes zone, takes him out of it.
Numbers, Beckers, extra pass, maybe too much.
Yep, overpassing.
And a travel.
And Gino's going to look at Paige Beckers and be like, what are you doing? Shoot the ball.
And Aaliyah Edwards, the Canadian international, with 20.
And you've got to think Paige Beckers is going to start heating up here before too long. But Hannah Hidalgo really carrying the load. Aaliyah Edwards as well for Connecticut. They don't have an answer inside for her.
And when you look at this Notre Dame program, Raw, I tell
Yes.
you, what a coach.
Outstanding, and built this program, and so many great players who have come through this program as well, and you know, continue the legacy, and what an opportunity for Niele Ivey, the coach that she played for, and to continue her legacy at Notre Dame while creating her own.
Raw with 9 Final Fours and 2 national championships while coaching at Notre Dame, turned the program over 4 years ago to one of her best players in Niele Ivey. In the corner D. That one short to Ashley Shade. Offensive rebound, Edwards. KK. All day. KK Arnold, baby. Presley. Connecticut back on top, 53-50. They last led it 32-30. How will Notre Dame respond? They went into a massive scoring drought in the fourth quarter against Syracuse on Thursday. Syracuse outscored them 14-1 with 8 minutes left.
And you're right, and had trouble with that Syracuse zone, right? And UConn showing the zone right now as well.
Westbeld with the bucket. 1-point lead for Connecticut. Huskies have won 13 in a row. Beckers. Here's Edwards. She's been destroying opponents down here, and she continues to be the destroyer. 22 points for Aaliyah Edwards. 55-52. Her season high, 26 inside Hidalgo. Hannah and her sisters came to Stores to play. 55-54. We've got a game. Off the front rim, no good this time for Mule. Cross court. Bransford. Guarded by Beckers. Drives on her. Reverse layup. No. Loose ball picked up. Connecticut. Here they come. Mule. KK hands it off. Shade. And she banks it down. Connecticut running, gunning, and funning right now. 57-54.
Hey, Gino Oriema said, we have these young players on the floor and in the rotation. We play faster. We get up and down the floor, and they certainly do.
Westfeld. Levels it at 57. Maddie with 15. That Syracuse game, they may have been caught looking ahead.
Yes, yes. And Maddie Westfeld is a player who started every game of her career. She's been with Neil Ivey since Neil Ivey took over this program. She understands these moments. That was a big-time bucket.
Hidalgo got hands on the basketball, knocked out of bounds. They say it's last touch by UConn.
Well, out in transition, KK Arnold draws the defender, finds Ashlyn Shade, and that's the fourth foul, I believe, on Nika Mule. That's a big play right there. Loose ball. Hannah Hidalgo's going after it. Nika Mule called for the foul. She was on the bench in that first half with 3 fouls.
Ice Brady ready to check in for Connecticut. Nika Mule from Croatia. Zagreb. 57 up. 1:15 to go. Third quarter. Hidalgo hesitates. Kicks it up top. Westfeld. Off the heel. Long rebound. Aaliyah Edwards and a foul coming up on Bransford.
Gus, I'm just so impressed with, and continue to be impressed with Aaliyah Edwards and the way she pursues the rebounds. I mean, this is an out-of-area rebound. This is giving your team possessions, and she just goes after it.
2023 Big East Tournament Most Outstanding Player. Edwards, 58 points, 40 rebounds, 5 blocks in 3 games. And this will go against Connecticut. A foul on KK Arnold.
Yeah, KK Arnold didn't quite get set on that screen. I like the action that Connecticut was going to, trying to get Paige Beckers a touch.
45 seconds remaining in the third. Citron in the corner. Westfeld, great look, and buries it. Maddie Westfeld had 10 points on Thursday against Syracuse on 4 of 10 shooting in 31 minutes. She has 18 tonight.
And it's so tough when you have a pick and pop big and a guard who can score it coming off of that 2-man.
Beckers. 17 seconds to go. Shot clock turned off. As Hidalgo crosses the midcourt line. Here comes Marshall the screen. Hidalgo keeps the dribble alive. Crosses over, gets to the cup. Lost it on the way up. In the front court, Beckers rising fire. And that's the end of the quarter. And what a quarter it was. Notre Dame with a 60-57 lead heading into the fourth.
Big-time shots and big-time shot makers. Hannah Hidalgo's all energy. Aaliyah Edwards, every answer. Every right play. The competitive fire, the energy, the leadership as a young player that she brings to this ball club is unmatched.
McDonald's All-American. She broke the McDonald's All-American game record with 26 points. So she can score against anybody. And she's proving it as a freshman. You know who I think of when I see this young lady play?
Who's that?
I feel like I'm watching a little Jalen Brunson at Villanova.
Yeah.
Little bit. Strong lower body. Inside. Bransford. Can't keep her footing. Lost an edge. Beckers the other way to the cup and foul. And an injured player on the other side. KK Bransford holding her ankle. Here's a young lady that has scored 57 points over the last 6 games. So really starting to score the ball well coming off the bench.
Well, KK Bransford, as she's attacking, I think you're right. I think she rolled that ankle. And she was a player who was injured at the beginning of the year, missed the first few games of the season, was working her way back, has been critical off the bench for this Irish team. And
had a leg injury, that's why she missed.
Yes.
She walks off tenderly. 2023 ACC all-freshman team, double digits in 12 games last season.
And there are a lot of injured Irish players over there on the side as well. And, you know, you think about playing. Olivia Miles right there has not played the entire season.
And will not play, as she told us today.
Will not play. Injured her knee the last regular season game a year ago. Kassan Prosper on the bench with a lower leg injury as well.
All right, what's the book on PB?
Hey, Paige Beckers is tough. She's resilient. She's battled through multiple injuries. She's a straight bucket getter, and I look for her to try to take over this fourth quarter.
60 to 59, she has 11. And on the season, Paige Beckers averaging 20. Under 10 to go. Hidalgo. And a foul coming up. This one against Mule. And I believe Nika Mule is fouled out of this game.
Yeah, just contact right there. You've got to know when you've got 4 fouls that you can't take this chance. Just got to play good position defense. And Nika Mule not able to stop quick enough.
Remember, Connecticut, like Notre Dame, struggling with their depth. So with Mule fouling out, Gino Auriemma telling us yesterday that he's only going to play 7. KK Arnold with the steal. He's got Shade on the wing. Arnold to the hole. Rims off. Marshall trying to hold on to the rebound. Jump ball is the call, and the arrow favors UConn.
Those are the kind of plays you need from Ice Brady. She's got to come in and be an impact, and it doesn't have to be scoring the basketball. Little things like this. You know, KK Arnold goes to the rim. She doesn't get it. Nat Marshall gets the rebound, but Ice Brady right there, able to get 2 hands on and tied up.
Arnold the inbound. Leah Edwards having a big night inside. Ice and a foul.
I think if you're Nat Marshall in that situation, you just got to stay vertical. You got to force Ice Brady to make a move one-on-one.
That's the 3rd foul on Marshall, who's done a nice job off the bench this evening. Ice Brady at the line. 4 points against Marquette on Tuesday in 22 minutes. 50% free throw shooter. Brady missed last season after dislocating her right kneecap before the season. 60 up. Level. 9 minutes to play in the 4th quarter from the home of champions. Scores Connecticut. 8th tie of the game. The Wolf. Cross court. Citron goes up high.
You got to get Minnie Westbelt back in the 2-man. You were getting pick and pop all day long.
Hidalgo turns. Up and good. Hannah Hidalgo with 27.
Yeah, she elevated and shot that over Leah Edwards.
She's 5'6", folks. Hannah Hidalgo. Beckers looking for a shot. Fades from 16 off the heel. Citron claims it. And Hidalgo will take her time as we approach the 8-minute mark of the 4th quarter.
I like this right here. Get Maddie Westbelt back involved. You draw 2 right there. Timing. She's going to be open. That pass could have been a little quicker.
They get it back to her. The Wolf. inside. Marshall, good position and foul.
Man, Hannah Hidalgo just is so explosive to the rim. She gets by you, straight line, elevates over, shoots it off the glass. Not looking for a foul, not off balance, finishes strong.
So Natalia Marshall, first free throw is good, but she affectionately is known as Nat. She tore her ACL in high school, which caused her to go 22 months without playing a game and delayed her Notre Dame debut with a redshirt season.
And Nat Marshall's another one of those players who, first couple years in the program, didn't get a lot of minutes. Stuck with it, continued to get better, and was ready when her number was called.
Notre Dame up by 4. Can they hold on? UConn has won 13 straight. Notre Dame had their 4-game winning streak snapped on Thursday at home to Syracuse. Beckers to the cup. The roller, no. Nice rebound. Citron not afraid to get her nose bloody.
And Paige Beckers just has not been able to find it on the offensive end. No rhythm.
Hidalgo again. Another easy layup.
Keep those two in the two-man game right there. Hidalgo's going to draw traffic. She's going to score it, or she's going to find Westbeld.
66-60. Hannah Hidalgo putting on a show.
Absolutely. It's a clinic right here in the two-man. Rotation's not there, doesn't commit. She's able to get there, elevate, finish in traffic. Irish up 6.
By 6 with 7:15 remaining. Irish with 3 timeouts. Huskies with 2. And the possession arrow in the favor of the Fighting Irish in the foul trouble. Hidalgo and Marshall with 3. Newell is fouled out. Off night, though, so far for Paige Beckers.
Yeah, shoots at 57% from the floor, 3 of 14. She's seeing multiple blue jerseys every possession. The easiest bucket she got was when she was at the elbow with Aaliyah Edwards, and they let her run a little on-ball screen action. We'll see if they come back to it.
Citron has done a nice job on Beckers tonight. She's used her length and her height to slow her down. Contesting everything. Arnold, stop and start. That one off the window, rims around and out. Kylie Watson with the rebound. To Hidalgo. Her career high, 32 points. She's got 29 right now. Off the heel.
And that was one you want to have back if you're Hannah Hidalgo. You drew 2 defenders. Maddie Westbeld is right there on the pop.
Beckers inside, wrapped it around in a whistle.
I like using those two in the two-man and Neil Ivey going to it. Now it's about just making the right plays and making the right reads.
Talked to Neil Ivey today at their shoot-around. I said, do you think you can win this game? She said, I think we can win any game. Yep. All we have to do is focus, commit, and be disciplined.
And that was her challenge to this team, to be locked in. They were not locked in against Syracuse.
Nice Brady. Arnold. Brady, lefty, baseline jump shot off the back rim, no.
That's the shot you want if you're Notre Dame. You want Ice Brady taking pull-up jumpers. You want to cover the three-point shooters and Ashlyn Shade and Paige Beckers.
Bransford back in for Notre Dame after going out with a small injury. Hidalgo turns again up top.
Got to shoot that one.
Westbeld shoots it. Boom.
I think she passed up an open 3.
She has 20.
It's got to be a steady diet of those two down the stretch.
68-60. 5:44 to go. Beckers. And bears it. Plus the foul.
I mean, you know Paige Beckers, when the moment needs to be made and a play needs to be made, she's going to make it. And that was just a great job of shooting over 2 defenders. The contact coming across, able to stay locked in and finish.
Had 26 against Marquette on Tuesday on 11 of 18 shooting in 32 minutes. Adds a free throw. 68-63. Notre Dame. UConn changing their defense.
Back to this 2-3 zone that caused Notre Dame to get stagnant.
Hidalgo, blitz, floater, and good. Woo! This young lady can play the game. 70-63. Hannah Hidalgo leading the way for Notre Dame. Hidalgo now with 31 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists.
This is just attacking right through the middle of the zone. KK Bransford gives her a little brush screen, but she's so good with that floater. Great touch around the rim. And that's the thing about attacking a zone. You don't want to get stagnant and pass the ball around the perimeter. You can still find your driving lanes. You can still use on-ball screens.
I asked her at the shoot-around today, I said, how'd you get so good in basketball? You're so tiny. She said, my dad was my coach. My mom's a ref. We just love the game in our family.
She grew up with brothers. We play against them every day.
And she is killing the game. Backdoor, Hidalgo beats Watson again. Westbell to a cut and 6 shot, squeezed it in.
What a play by Sonia Citron. There was not a lot of space to operate.
72-64, how about this? UConn on the ropes. They've gotten away from going to Aaliyah Edwards. That ball kicked. Westbeld.
Just when you think they're under duress, clock winding down, Sonia Citron, great jet cut, attacks on that baseline, sees the mismatch, is able to operate into small space.
Ice Brady. KK Arnold driving. Floater, no. Hidalgo. Another rebound. Her 7th. Bransford. Notre Dame in no rush as we hit the 4-minute mark. Citron, step back, Jay. Long rebound. Hidalgo has it and a new shot clock. And a foul called on Arnold.
The LIV over there orchestrating and dictating, getting Kylie Watson out of the play, creating space for Hannah Hidalgo to go to work.
Came to the shoot-around today, and Coach Ivy was on the sideline before while the young ladies were stretching, and she was watching a game. I said, who are you watching? She said, I'm watching an NBA game. I said, who's playing? He said, my son. She said, my son. Early game for the Pistons. Hidalgo. Westbell. Again! Maddie Fresh. 75-64. Largest lead of the game for Notre Dame.
Neil Ivey says Maddie Westbeld is our glue. She understands what we want. She understands the moment. She's been in the environment, knocking down a big 3.
As you take a look at Hidalgo and Westbell,
yes,
big nights.
They certainly are. And you know, Maddie Westbeld, her sister Kat, played in this program as well. Both have reached 1,000 points at Notre Dame. Throughout the course of this Notre Dame program, the Westbelds, and you certainly have them. You got the Mabrys and Michaela over there on the bench, is now an assistant coach. There's a lot of three-point shots coming from those two families.
Second free throw for Edwards off the mark. Last year, Maddie Westbeld, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks against UConn. And a timeout on the floor, called by the Irish. Next Saturday on Fox Primetime Hoops, Mama, here comes that young lady. Get ready for some Caitlin Clark in your life as the biggest star in college basketball leads 5th-ranked Iowa against Maryland. It all tips off next Saturday at 8 Eastern on Fox Primetime Hoops. And let's take a look at the all-time leading scorers in women's history.
Well, Caitlin Clark inching up on Jackie Stiles. Kelsey Mitchell certainly had an outstanding career and continues it at the next level. And Kelsey Plum Dog's the one that she is chasing, and a realistic opportunity to get her before the postseason.
How's Kelsey playing in the W?
Oh, she's playing great. 2 championships. She is playing great.
As you take a look at the game reset, Notre Dame up 75-65. They also have the arrow in their favor.
Clock management, time and score, making sure you get the best shot on the floor, and then defensively, defending without fouling, staying disciplined. But boy, Maddie Westbeld in this second half, but particularly in this fourth quarter, has been big. The pick and pop has been there, attacking off the bounce. Again, not afraid of the moment, and she's a player on this team the El Ivy calls our glue. She's been with the El Ivy since she's become the head coach at Notre Dame. She started every game of her career. She is consistent, she is poised, and she is stepping up big.
Missed 1 game in her career against North Carolina. Now Hidalgo takes her time. She works the clock. 10-point lead for the Irish. 3 minutes away from going back to South Bend. Happy. Aaliyah Edwards with a rebound. Becker's got to hurry now. This UConn team has to hurry. They need points in bunches. Becker. Baseline. Ice Brady. Picked up Hidalgo. Hidalgo driving. Matador defense and counted and the foul. The sea parted for Hannah Hidalgo.
That is just a complete breakdown of the defensive end of the floor by the Huskies. Paige Beckers is trailing the play. Nobody steps up to stop the ball. And Hannah Hidalgo continues to just get paint points and buckets. In the end, one career high 33 now in what could possibly be the most high-profile game of her young career.
This is the most against UConn this season. 34 points now. Sonia Rivers from NC State also had a great game against Connecticut. Beckers, a 16-foot fade, goes down. They need more of that in a hurry. She has 17.
And now you got to come with the pressure, right? You got to force some turnovers. You got to get some deflections that lead to steals. Can't be soft on the ball. You got to be more aggressive than that.
Citron, very confident with the basketball. Guarded by Becker. Citron looked like she traveled. They give it to her, and she banks it down and one.
Did she bring that back to the left?
Yes, she did.
Oh, my goodness, Sonia Citron. The patience, the poise, forcing the D to commit, bringing it back to the left hand and getting an and one. I mean, this is just a great individual effort, recognizing the mismatch, continuing to attack the paint. The Irish have dominated in that blue paint area.
So the combination, the trio rather, of Citron, Westbeld, and Hidalgo leading this team on the road. 81-67, under 2 minutes to play. Becker. Top of the key. Citron with another rebound. 5 rebounds for Citron. And they use both Hidalgo and Citron at the point. Both of them great with the basketball. Low turnovers for Notre Dame tonight. And a foul with 1:28 to play. So let's take a look at the upcoming schedules, and we'll start with the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, I mean, this was a quick turnaround for the Irish, and they come back and they go to Georgia Tech, play at home against Pitt, a team that took them down to the wire on the road in Pittsburgh, and then it doesn't get any easier. 3 top 25 matchups.
Coach Ivey had her team so well prepared and confident coming into one of the most hostile environments you will see in college basketball.
Well, no doubt about it. And I asked Neil about you know, hey, what is it going to take to bounce back from a disappointing loss at Syracuse? She said, the good thing is we don't have a lot of time. You know, I've challenged our team to be more locked in and focused on the details, and sure they have tonight.
Shade comes up short. Citron with her 6th rebound. Notre Dame is dominated in the paint. 46-26. A lot of dribble drives by this young lady. Hannah Hidalgo of Puerto Rican descent. Under a minute to go. Inside, Westbell. As Becker steps in and makes the steal. KK Arnold. Brick. Westbell with the rebound. And Notre Dame. How about this? Hidalgo. 34 points, 10 rebounds. Her 6th double-double of the season. Folks, she's a freshman. She's 5'6". Unbelievable talent.
You can't measure the heart, the competitive spirit, the will to win, and willingness to sacrifice.
Off the back rim, Citron kept it alive, and that should do it. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish come in the stores. The House of Champions, and end Gino Auriemma's 13-game winning streak with an 82-67 win.
Oh, what an outstanding effort by the Irish to come in here, to make runs, answer runs, and come away with the victory.
Notre Dame improves to 15-4. Connecticut falling to 17-4. For Stephanie White, this is Gus Johnson saying so long from Stores. Great game in front of some legends like Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird. You've been watching Fox